Hello. Time to continue Disco Elysium, and it's still day one, but it's ending. I think we are having a dream sequence. So let's see what it's about. There is a weird black goo on the streets, very foggy. Ooh. So Harry is seeing his own body being hanged. I guess it alludes to his suicidal urges.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
What is this? I remember nothing. I was born in a hospital where people usually go to die.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Tell me what this is. I'm not answering before you tell me who you are. You said, who? I left. I was left.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back. I don't want to come back. Yeah, let's just start over.
They were only cramping your descent into the abyss. Now they're gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. All of it. You failed. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium? I have talked to you before. I can come back from this.
Everything. The Pale and the Isolas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up. You're not coming back from shit, thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours, bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding? No, Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do, even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time, sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
I'm trying to solve this case. My mind is tired and broken. Help me.
You're trying to what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
What I love about this that it makes me wonder if an amnesiac he can still dream about his past memories. So maybe he can't remember what exactly happened, but he still definitely can feel what was going on his life previously, and maybe while dreaming you can get some of them back. And Yeah, this self-reflection moment is very heavy on Harry. I was thinking about him and about his sorry state. So he wanted to stop being a policeman. He had some regrets about his ex-wife. I think maybe he was doing too much of work previously. He solved so many fucking cases and that eventually broke him. So he just wanted to be done with it completely, and that's why he maybe tried to kill himself, and when he didn't succeed, then he resorted to drinking, heavy drinking, and just getting rid of his belongings that reminds him of his life, of his past, and that's why he threw away his papers, gave away his gun, his badge is nowhere else to be seen. And I definitely can feel him, and I see his loss of memories as a new opportunity to become a new, better man. So I feel like even though you don't remember about yourself anymore, it still might be good for you because you are able to build yourself up from zero and basically try again and hope that this time it will be better.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
But I wonder if there is a trigger that happened. Maybe his frustration was pent up, but there was something that happened recently that made him pull the trigger and maybe drink so heavily that he forgotten everything, but maybe he wasn't hoping on surviving that night, or maybe he got some nasty drugs that would do that to him, and I am expecting some kind of twist. What if Harry was the one who killed this guy? Who But this doesn't add up. Actually, I don't know. There was something that I wanted to check. When I had a thought about Harry's home, I think he said that his home was not very far away from Revachol, or maybe it was in Revachol, and that surprised me because I thought that he is from a different city for some reason, but I guess one city can have two different police precincts, because I thought that precinct 57 that Kim belongs to, it's the local one. But no, wait. RCM is not very allowed to police in Revachol, right? So yeah, they are both should be from different city, Harry and Kim. Cities. So I'm not sure. But what if Harry was sent here during the strike, and then while he was drunk, maybe he killed that guy? I don't know. No, that doesn't seem very likely to me. God, there is another type? What? No!
Oh, yes, Party Boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes, too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork, barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
I think I like reptilian brain more than limbic system. Man, we didn't even took our clothes to sleep, but I guess that's better than sleeping naked in those dirty sheets.
Good going, buddy.
Oh my god, what the hell was that? I just had the most beautiful dream, uplifting, rejuvenating. Is that how it's going to be now when I close my eyes?
Yes. Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What chick?
You don't know? You don't know? Some broad that messed you up. It'll come to you. It always does.
What the hell is going on with me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is this happening?
It's just that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
Yeah. We shall not drink, use drugs, and smoke. We should be healthy. Harry is already, what, around 40s? So, you should be healthy, my dude. Don't do this to yourself. Volition got my back. Wait, what is speed?
Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor?
You mean adrenaline?
You got up from this floor because of a holy vow you made 16 years ago. With me. To wake up exactly 7:30 every morning until the day you die.
Huh. Really now? 16 years ago, Harry already was talking to himself.
Don't be silly. There was no vow. You were high on speed. That was the only reason you got up. You can't detect without it. It's that simple.
That would be cool, actually, if detective mode would be disabled until my hangover is over, or if I drink some more. So that would be a cool gameplay feature and would make your build seem more different. Because currently, two of my skills are talking to each other and arguing, and my guy is mostly an intelligence and logic. No, not logic. Psyche character. So I shall not listen to my motorics and strength skills. That's what I would do if I was in Harry's shoes. I need to get more of it then. Detecting is my life. No, I can take this. I'm not going to go looking for speed.
Are you sure? Ready to live as this pathetic shell of yourself for days? Basically, a week? Let's be honest, 2 weeks. Maybe 3. You won't make it. Half the town will be dead by then. You will be fired.
So, electrochemistry. Were you doing this excuse before? Is that why Harry was drinking that much? Because you were promising that it would make it better? That's a lie. I can do this without the speed. Half the town won't be dead.
Suit yourself, slow, sad shell man. See how you do without your spark.
Okay, I think my detective mode is still working.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Okay. I don't think I'm ever doing those. I wonder why we have a tape player.
The bed is still cold from the broken window.
Let's check the balcony just in case. Who knows? It's day 2, so maybe we have some new stuff to explore. Hey, Kim. Okay, he's probably already out.
The door is closed.
Okay, still can talk to that lady. Oh, that's a lot of new people. Okay, things changed and Kim wants to talk to me. Good morning.
Morning.
He gives you a quick nod.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Why do we need to talk to them? What do you mean rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardie Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Ah, so they are people who are replacing us in this city.
Everything points to the dock workers union. The belt used for hanging him, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
Are these the men guard told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
Did I get a new skill point? No. Oh yeah, I think last time I didn't check all of my journals and thoughts, so let's check what do I need to do today. Today is Monday, I guess. Okay, serial number, yes. Close the water lock. Okay, it should be available in 2 days, I think. Yeah, I still need 20 real each day for guard. As long as you don't have a free place to stay, you have to do this every night. Oh, does this imply that I can find a new home? Joyce's info on the lynching. There is something she wants to tell you, you just have to present her with your badge to hear it. Or perhaps if you did her a favor, she could waive off the formality. Whatever the case, you need to know what she knows. Okay, I have 6 more slots for votes, and I was thinking about upgrading my drama skill as much as possible, and it would take me 6 points as well. Damn. Shit. Maybe I should focus on drama instead of doing thoughts again. I already have plenty of them. Okay. What is this? Ah, yeah. This one was the most important one, and I don't know what it does for now. Ah, yeah, this one. Home awaits. Walk past station 41. Okay, it doesn't necessarily say about that home being in River Show, yeah, so I guess Harry is from a different city, so it wouldn't make sense for him to be here before murder happened. Unless someone gave him that order and to investigate the strikes. Who knows? The 15th Indo tribe. Wild Pines, Feld, Capri, Tricentennial, Villiers, and La Salle. Names of Revacholian Indo-tribes spring into your head, set loose at the mention of wild pines. Royal monopolies, octopuses, and swordfish, most of them gone now. YBP, Expander, Saint Baptiste, Brightest Star, LUM, Resplendent, East Insulindic, Welter, and El Cassette. But isn't one missing? Wait, no, there were only 14. Then why do you feel like there was a 15th Indo-tribe? Damn, that's a lot of thoughts and... My god. I think at this point I need to really choose. Do I really need those or not? Because to forget current thoughts, I need to spend skill points, which seems like a huge waste for me. Currently, which thought I do not like having? Let's see. This one is not bad, but at the same time I don't really need it. Guillaume Le Million. Yeah, this one I can forget. Shit compressor. Well, it unlocks endurance white checks, so I guess I need it. Ah, that's what this means. Speed gives one psi. So speed is alcohol? Okay, Lonesome Long Way Home actually is not a good thought. Yeah. This one I probably will get rid of first if I need to. There are so many of them, maybe we should call in reinforcements.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Interesting. I probably do want to talk to them first. And maybe if they have some difficult checks, and I probably will come back later.
Can I help you?
Okay. Nothing new, I think.
Yes?
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Good day, ma'am. Everything alright? Sorry, ma'am, I didn't mean to eavesdrop on your conversation. Tell me how I might make it up for you.
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there, or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Wait, what is wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
She frowns. Why did you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
She looks down.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
This sounds more like a side thing. I need to take care of my main thing, then I will get back to this. Okay, I will bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out the window towards the bay.
More important than a missing expedition? I don't know. Expeditions often lead to something interesting.
What is this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Maybe she doesn't know about waterlock being stuck. Maybe that's why they couldn't return.
The waterlock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Wait, who is this Gary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
The waterlock to the other side of the coast is broken. They are probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock?
Probably just some technical problem.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Sure.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
If I see him, I will let him know you are here, when or if I get there. I have really spent too much time on this side case as it is.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
So, your husband is some kind of scientist.
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
The lieutenant sounds unimpressed.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
I notice that Lena's and Joyce's portraits, they are similar in colors. Maybe that shows that they are smart?
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite. She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
Tell me more about Morel, looks, character, your relationship. What is this check? Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids. Oh, I still have my pen and it gives me buff for this.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information. It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Let's try again. Why don't you try describing him as you would one of your cryptids? That's good enough. Let me ask you something else.
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, just in case.
How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How did the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
I think I have all the information I need. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect. You're right, I don't have time for insect facts right now. Let's talk about something else.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Ah yes, Phasmatodia, a diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially. Oh yeah, here comes the interesting.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So, a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
So, is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years, centuries even.
Okay, what is so special about this stick bug then?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
The woman's face flushes with embarrassment.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Hey, Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you have studied. Could you just tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Okay, Kim, just one little cryptid, promise. Cryptid extravaganza, I like the sound of that.
And I don't. Just one.
Or he'll be disappointed in you. Ooh, tough choice there.
Okay. If I'm choosing only one, what is the biggest cryptid? What is the tiniest cryptid? What is the most dangerous cryptid? Is that a cryptid on this pen you gave me? Take out the pen she gave you.
Yes. It's the kind green ape. Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo.
War story?
Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva.
Wow, this is saliva.
Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs, regaining their sight.
And there was something about an undiscovered subspecies of man.
Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus. Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor and that evolved parallel to our own. Just like your partners.
What? I knew it, Kim. You're not human. I'm pretty sure Kim is the same species as us. To suggest otherwise is stupid. That's why I always have to take the lead. Right, Kim? First one is kinda in a joking manner, but maybe it sounds a little bit racist. Second one is a little bit rude to Lena. Third one, it also can be interpreted as racist, so let's be rude.
The lieutenant looks at you, pleasantly surprised.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to imply that Saelites are inferior to us in many ways. You are superior. For example, your earwax doesn't have a foul odor like ours does.
It's almost the same thing I was talking about after I met Measurehead.
A tremendous evolutionary advantage, I'm sure. But perhaps we've had enough speculative biology for today?
Okay, are there any invisible cryptids?
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
Okay. Right, okay, we can move on for now. It'd be dishonorable to renege on the promise.
He nods approvingly.
Yeah, probably we'll talk to her later about this. That's all for now, ma'am. Okay, we talked to her for almost half an hour. That guy is gone. He's not sleeping here anymore. This guy is weird that you can interact with him, but he doesn't really talk. The tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Do you know what is behind that door?
He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door. You see a heavy
Let me handle this.
The woman says to the crowd in the mess hall before turning to you. Are you working with them? Are you their agent?
Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
Alright, I think what skill triggered last time when it said that she's watching you? I think it either was drama or logic. Yeah. You are the gardener. I knew you weren't a gardener. I just wanted to know more about the place before I check it out.
That's right. I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardie? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does.
She points to the man on her right.
That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What if I won't talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
What is your role in all this?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
What are you going to do to me? The lieutenant is not satisfied with the approach.
What are we going to do to you?
She starts laughing. It's a cold laughter devoid of joy.
The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
Why are you so aggressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
The tall, broad-shouldered man takes a sip of his beer.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
The world needs a financial buffer zone. No need to get emotional. The privatization is not unlawful. It's cool and funny. Maybe you are just not historic individuals. I don't know where you heard that, but it's wrong. The RCM is principled and strong, unlike you socialists. I like that. Good start. Let's take it a step further. Armed uprising. What are the union's plans? Yeah, let's do that. Let's ask those questions.
Let's.
I should talk to Titus then. It's a bow. There is spit in it, reeking of tobacco. photos of men in overalls, toting guns and Union placards. You see hawthorn bushes outside.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. You see 2, maybe 3 bushes grown into a single thicket over a period of circa 50 years. It takes time for a hedge like that to form.
Maybe it's connected to that greenhouse? Wind.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside. One can't see into the Union box from the yard outside. That hawthorn is too thick.
It's not time yet. Mysterious door seen. Door. Let's try this.
Nothing. Just black tangles like the hair of an old woman. Motionless. The wind in the yard doesn't reach the hawthorn, nor does the light come in from this window.
This is where you say your bed.
A broad-shouldered man points at you with a beer can. Interrogate the vigilantes.
Detective,
The lieutenant acknowledges you with a sharp note. He's leaving it to you. Don't say anything yet. First, we need to talk about your attitude. We need to talk about the men hangout back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
He slaps his forehead.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
Scan the room. The man hanged in the backyard. Did you do it?
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
He understood what you were doing, taking inventory of them.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardie Boys, you fuck with Titus Hardie!
Shouts the scrawny rat-faced man, 2 teeth missing in the front.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Says the 40-something man from the corner, with a plectrum hanging from his neck.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
You notice gang tattoos. The man must be either Mesk or Saramirizian.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Too late to stop you. You've already got them all, including the old bearded man who's smart enough to smoke instead of talking.
You mean that guy in the corner? The old bearded man.
As you can see, he doesn't speak a lot, and you almost missed him among the others.
Yeah! What brings you around, copper?
The rat-faced sycophant repeats. Okay, did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why is there a container belt around the dead man's neck?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Yes, why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him. We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
That's it, the game's over, we got the perpetrator. Nah, he's just fucking with us. So you just confessed to murder.
No, you don't. What you have is 7 honest men who thought it forthcoming to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest tactic.
7, yeah. You murdered him just like that, no remorse. Wait, I can... Yeah, I think I should level up my drama in case if this guy will lie to me. Who called the shots that night? When did this hanging incident occur? Why did you kill him? How did you kill him? Why don't I just arrest you? Step closer to Titus.
You don't have to answer any of his questions.
The fixer turns to remind Titus.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the victim?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pines? The same company you're striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
He rubs his chin, pretending to mull it over.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary, that's it? I think I already wasted my last question, so let's end this before they get aggressive.
So am I. Now, how about you get the fuck out of my town?
He killed the guy for stepping out of line? What? Is Mr. Titus Hardie here a fascist? No, sir. He is not. Get to the bottom of it. Ask again.
Really? Are you sure this is a good thing? Rhetoric, please don't fuck me over this. I'm going to ask you again, Titus. Why did you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was and he stepped out of line.
He repeats, jaw clamped shut like a vice.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Hold on, how do you even know he was in Special Forces? By his armor?
'Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm Oranese goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all!
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some Oranese paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
He points at the stage.
Sire, the tale is true. This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Okay, besides crime against karaoke, what did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
He wipes spittle from his mouth.
From rape to harassment to threats of violence. Why the strange de-escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
Didn't notice. He harassed woman, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning. Okay.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
So, yeah, okay, that I was right about scabs. That I think I said it a little bit wrong. I think I said that this strike is staged. Yeah. What was really happening that scabs, I guess, are hired from wild pines, and they want to replace Union's people with scabs. Yeah, so Union would lose their might, power over this town, and Wild Pines would regain their control. I see. But they still need to get rid of bigger guys like those twin kings.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started to come in here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
The lieutenant is trying to make sense of this flood of information.
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
He shakes his head in disbelief. I think he's telling the truth. Was this the same girl who was sexually assaulted? Raped, you said.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
There's something odd here. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation. Make them talk about it.
Right, but who did he rape then? This is a very serious allegation.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. And I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Shit. So, what are we going to do now? Conclude the question.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
The lieutenant crosses his notebook.
I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Authority. Establish authority week when you first met. This is a white check. You may retry it. I'm going to take off now, leave. I was afraid that he would kill me. That's why I did not do it. I'm gonna save and maybe try again. Babysitting imbeciles. What the heck, Liz?
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Titus does not particularly happy to see you.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
First you tell me someone's been raped, and then you don't say who. That's bullshit. Stomp your feet. I'm the only thing keeping this town from going to hell, and you are not helping. Point your finger. Turn to the lieutenant. Kim, I need your gun. That's it? That's all I got?
Did you already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results.
Yeah, fuck off.
You're probably right. The others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, all right? We took care of it. The law handled it, all right?
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
You're not the law, I am the law. I guess we are both the law around here if you start to think about it. Maybe you're right, maybe I'm not the law after all. Maybe everyone's been lying to me.
What? Now you're in some kind of personal crisis right in front of us? Take this esoteric shit out of my bar.
He seems taken aback by this sudden display of weakness.
I assure you, there is no crisis. We had questions, that's all.
There is little left to salvage. Did I not tell you to pick the right option?
Okay, that was worth the try. Do you have something new to say?
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
Okay. Oh man. Gart. Maybe Gart has something to say.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
So the phone line is dead.
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
That's pretty strange. Is it true that there was foul play?
Who told you that?
Lena, I would never disclose my sources. That would be dishonorable. It doesn't matter, I just want to know who you suspect.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers.
You mean... Okay, yeah. That makes sense, so... that's why nobody called police immediately after hanging happened. Because phone line was dead.
If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill. Yes?
Okay, good talk. Hardie never needs to eat.
Was that? Could it be? The Coldamama Dakwa? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear.
Is it? Is there a ringing? Listen more closely.
There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear. Lena also said that it couldn't be heard by any other animal, including humans. What you're hearing must just be a regular bird.
Listen closely first.
There it is again. You're about to rediscover a long-lost species.
Keep listening.
It must be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you.
Wait, Kim, do you hear a high-pitched noise?
No, I don't hear the Coldomama Dakwa, and neither do you.
Of course he doesn't. He's deaf.
This is weird. I think they are talking about a cryptid that I didn't get to hear about, actually. Move your head towards the sound.
Oh no. The sound. It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it. No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. just the sound of the streets.
Go then, leave. Leave like everything else. Don't. No, come back please, listen more.
Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again.
Kodo Mama Dakwa. You heard it, the mysterious Kodo Mama Dakwa. You are certain that you did. Well, maybe not quite certain, but let's say you are hopeful, because it would make you a very special to be the only human being who can hear this invisible, incorporeal bird, this animate whisper, this particle of sound. You're going to have to keep listening, sharpen your ear. Yeah. This thought doesn't seem that useful for now, but maybe it will upgrade my inland empire. Oh. That woman is smoking on the roof. How do I get there? Interesting. Does she has an access to the roof from her room? We need to talk about getting him down again.
Yes, we do.
The lieutenant inspects the boat. His forehead is lined with worry. Can I have the gun? I should try.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks.
He pauses, then shrugs and proceeds to load the pistolet.
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
The piece shines in his outstretched hand.
They only have one gun!
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Take the gun.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana poika! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
Feel the weight first.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
Point the gun at the boat.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Say shut up. Ooh, pull the trigger. A very low chance to succeed. Close your left eye first. Point the gun at Kuno's. Give the gun back to Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Don't shoot.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the morning light as the corpse slowly rotates. The slow movement of the branch in the wind and your shoulders directing the gun sink up, dancing hypnotically.
Look, he's crying! You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
Oh. Alright, let's try. Oof.
A plume of smoke erupts from the barrel. Your hand goes numb from the explosion. With your ears still ringing, you lower the weapon to see what happened.
Did I heal my health that I was about to lose, or what happened?
You missed the belt, but hit the corpse straight in the chest. Bits of ribcage protrude from the skin. No blood, only a murky sludge dripping down his belly. The sudden stink makes your eyes water.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking cry! I knew it! What a mulko!
There's something wrong with your weapon, Lieutenant. It keeps missing. I don't wanna do this anymore. This is boring. Start crying. You're sensitive.
It feels dry. Nothing comes out of you as you stretch and bend your face into a crying shape. You're too furious to cry, apparently.
Try harder. Try really hard to cry.
The lieutenant watches you jerk some tears, your shoulders shaking and your eyes dry. the gun begins to slip from your fingers.
You malota! The can't even cry!
The lieutenant gently picks his gun from your hand and holsters it.
We still need to get him down, somehow.
His tone is growing tired now. The stench makes him turn away from the corpse. But how?
The bad way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the harbor for help. They have the tools and the men. If they put him up there, they can take him down too.
But won't it be dangerous?
To ask the suspects for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Everard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to handle this ourselves. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
What is wrong with being indebted to Everard Clare? It's obvious why it's wrong, so I'm not gonna ask that. How do we get inside the harbor?
From the gates, by negotiating or fighting. I'm unenthusiastic about fighting. Or we can try to find some secret third path. It's unlikely though.
To the gates. Let's negotiate.
Nah, we will find another path. Let's get to it then. Man, a lot of morale. So my thought that heals my morale will be very handy now.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing.
How do I get to that roof, huh? I think I should try talking to that woman. Maybe guard knows how to access the roof? Wait, or maybe she's somehow using this blue door to get inside.
Can I help you?
Maybe she has a key.
Another thing. Great. Yes?
Come on.
The door is this door can only be opened with a key. Still, the lieutenant, he doesn't like with.
Alright, no idea how to go there yet. Not a rat time, I guess. Okay, we have still time to before we can talk with that smoker guy from the roof. This shit ain't nothing to me.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder. Let's go.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Does it imply that I can sleep on this bench when Kim is not with me? Okay, let's go about the serial
Inside,
number.
you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Have you heard back from the ICP about the serial number?
Yes. The armor was produced by Fairweather in their facilities in Betancourt, sur la Clé in 42. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Seminine conflict. So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
Do you know what it's called now?
The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Trinell, and the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
First, has the firm continued to work for pharmaceutical companies through all these name changes?
Hard to say. The client list is rather diverse and incomplete. The only constant seems to be that the mercenaries are always deployed in third and fourth world countries.
Fourth world countries? Do we have those? I don't think so. A suit of armor like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. There must be a record of the person to whom it was issued.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
This is a fun challenge for her, an opportunity to contribute beyond doing her job by rote. She'll gladly put in the extra effort for Team RCM.
Yes, thank you, officer. I really appreciate your efforts in this case.
Glad to help. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have more for you then.
Maybe we should call Sylvie again.
Just a second, officer. Sylvie Malaika on the line for you, officer.
Yes, hello?
Hey Sylvie, it's the police again.
Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
Oh. Okay, I thought maybe we would have an update about her and Guard, but I guess not.
You hear the call breaking up.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio.
Do I have any checks I can do right now? Backyard wall. I can try measure head again, but he probably will kill me. Okay, not very sure where I'm going now. Let's just ask people again. See if they have something new.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Care to spare some change for a working Steve? Nah, I'm not gonna haggle. This guy is cool. I don't want to be an ass to him.
The woman still has her eyes fixed on the photograph in her hands. In the background, the radio plays.
Grandma?
Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is gray like lead. A Stars Ryko, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. An oldie but a goldie.
Who drives these?
Not many people outside of Grad, and Revachol West too, it appears.
Hey Kim, check this out.
A Stash Raiko KK2. That's a classic model. Never thought I'd see another one repainted after what happened last time.
Hold on, maybe I can impress him. Do I know what happened last time?
No, only that the motor carriage is typically baby blue, the colors of Sigismund the Great, an ancient Zhimsk ruler. His banners were famously zephyr and white, the colors of the Stars Ryko.
Let me guess what happened last time, Kim. Blue and white are the colors of Zimsk. Someone painted it, got a Zimsk mad, and boom, murder happened. What happened last time, Kim?
An old case for my precinct. A couple of Zhimsk migrants saw a Stash Raiko stopped in the street, painted just like this, muddy brown. Murdered the driver on the spot. They said it was an honor killing, Hussar style. The Zhimsk community protested the trial, flying the banners of some old king or whatever. 5,000 came to protest.
Correction. 4,395. The fourth largest public protest of a criminal trial in Revachol.
Hate to correct you, Kim, but only 4,395 people were on that protest. I'm not gonna say that because he will be like, but you already knew that. Why are you saying this? Why did you ask me? Who are the Jim's community?
People we are paid to protect. Let's leave it at that.
What they sentence the killers to?
4 years for murder in Reunion. The perps were remorseful. Their sorry knocked 8 years off the sentence. That's the system.
The prisons in the greater Revachol Industrial Harbor are already full. Prisoners are expensive to maintain. The longer the sentence, the larger the cost.
Okay, our hangman... Could he have been the driver of this car? Nah, I don't think so. Interesting. Before we proceed, I've got an opinion about this paint job.
Yes, detective?
I think it looks better brown and black. They should have left it baby blue.
You sure you're not Jimsk?
He shares a smile with you only for a second.
Yes, you're sure you're not. Or if you are, it's only in that Revacholian way. 4 to 5% maximum. A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. This big, heavy Grad-made machine is well kept for such an old machine.
Look in the window.
The windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
What kind of stickers and insignia?
The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of peculiar paraphernalia. Proclamations about honor, strength, and purity are glued to various panels.
What about the back seat?
The back end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep, large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice. The front cover features a large, muscular man. The title reads, Man from Eamdal in the Lost City of the Pygmies.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
The lieutenant nods towards the racist lorry driver. You think this lorry belongs to our tough guy?
Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his machine.
Okay, so these Heimdall books, they are racist? Yeah, I don't want to hear about them again.
Right to work! Right to work! Shame on you!
I want to get into the harbor too.
Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. You trying to meet their fat boss?
I am interviewing people about the murders that took place here, behind the hostel cafeteria there.
I know nothing about a murder.
The mention of a killing sends a barely noticeable shiver of tenseness through him. Interesting.
Absolutely nothing. Why so tense?
What are you talking about? I'm not tense.
Yes, he's tense.
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup. Open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
I don't know, this really isn't my area of expertise. Sure, why not?
Why not? I see numerous reasons not to pick a side in this local matter.
Pity.
Let us work!
You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Okay, I gotta ask, where exactly are you from?
What's it to you?
Deep set suspicion drips from every syllable. Curiosity, going to figure out this track mess. Routine, part of the investigation. I thought you looked real familiar for a second there.
I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch. Or you just might be paranoid.
I already got that. I am interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
A bouncer? Where? I frequent a lot of bars. Maybe it's one I know. Wait, I know bars. Been thrown out from several. Maybe that's why you seem familiar. I don't really drink, but work has taken me to some. Which one was it?
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Pretty okay as far as lies go.
Yeah, I think I have been there. Not right now, but I might have been there. I don't really remember things well. Never heard of it. Are you lying?
Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
The man is quickly losing interest in talking with you. Should I retry this?
What's it to you? Big mess, caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain. In worked at...
Pretty okay as far as lies go.
Never heard of it. Are you lying?
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
He squints at you. A little spark of violence gathers in his eyes. Then he blinks and turns to his men. Okay. At least I got some experience from that.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
I am a bit short on money right now. Can you give me some of it?
Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
He flips a coin toward you. Try to catch it.
The coin lands into your hand as if it has always belonged there. The swallow returns.
Appreciate it.
Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are meager at the moment due to...
He nods towards the protesters.
You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing though.
The Union has problems getting by?
Nothing to worry about really. The jam's a bit of a mess, cargo can't get in or out. The rationing is a bit stricter is all. Supplies should last the strike though.
Every little bit helps, you know.
I'm always glad to help out when possible. Not like these slithering scabs.
He looks at them in disbelief. I don't know, this Manana guy for me, he seems like he's a wild man. I think he's more dangerous than Measurehead. That was surprising that I managed to catch his coin. That was a low chance to do that. Okay, let's die again.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go.
Why are you not with the Hardie Boys?
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called Hardie Boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading.
You pick up on something artificial in his tone, like he's putting on an act. This is unlike him. He is usually more himself.
But you are all part of the Union. There's more to it. What have you got against them?
Fine. They have recently fallen under the influence of a possibly sexually perverted female vagrant and a narcotics peddler. It's shameful. Find out for yourself. Endomorphic blob.
Interesting.
The lieutenant takes a quick note. Okay, that was a good information. I wonder if a pawn shop guy, he sold my gun to a woman that seemed desperate, and I suspect that it was a woman that was raped by our hangman, if it's true.
The tear machine stands in the corner. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blisters. A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something.
What's that magazine she's reading?
Oh. Man, I thought that was old dialogue. Before we go on, what is this Frit? What magazine are you reading?
You mean this?
She looks at the cover, boasting a colorful photo of two girls kissing.
This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Stupid famous people. I approve of this. Very futuristic. Tap on the girls kissing. I'm not even interested in that magazine. I don't know why I asked about it.
She pops her raspberry-flavored bubblegum and nods. The lieutenant frowns at you before turning to the clerk with an apologetic half-smile.
I don't know. Frit?
And why is it written with 3 T's?
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
The story goes that normal Fritta with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Let's proceed. I have some questions for you.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Does Fritte have a warehouse in the back of the building in Rax?
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
This is important.
She scrunches up her face into an expression of consummate adolescent skepticism.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
She turns back to her magazine without waiting for you to respond. Can you tell me something about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Did you know the man who died?
Not really.
Not really. Does it mean you knew him a little?
No. I didn't know him at all.
Thank you for your help.
Uh-huh.
Can you tell me anything about this reality we are in?
Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality, or...?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
No, I meant the physical reality.
I don't know. What about it?
What time is it?
I don't know. Look at the clock. It's right behind you on the wall.
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still. It's apparent the clock doesn't work.
The coalition, what is that? Someone told me there is one.
Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article.
Alright, I won't bother you with this nonsense anymore.
Cool.
So we got confirmation that Wearing in the Racks had a room for Fritte. Maybe I can get a key from someone associated with them.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
Shit. What other leads we have? I guess I should talk to Knoes. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Is it Knoes or Knoesi?
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you?
Officer, the mere sight of police in Martinez makes me feel safer already. How can I help you?
You're still eating your sandwich. Looks delicious. Can I have a bite of that?
I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food. Nothing personal, it's just a principle.
The only one you have.
Please, man, can I just have a bite? Don't be a dick, Gaston. There's plenty for everyone. Okay, I'm not that hungry anyway.
Believe me, officer, I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my blood sugar stable. In my age, you need to pay attention to these things.
Please, friend, let's just share it.
Fuck off! It's mine!
He jerks away, immediately startled by his own reaction.
Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. But the sandwich is mine. I'm not gonna share it.
When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. But try to get a bite of his dear sandwich and he gets claws? You're a special kind of vermin, Gaston.
Convince Gaston to relinquish his sandwich.
A man so principled about his sandwich calls for a principled approach. Time to get political.
I'm not so sure about this.
Too late. Daddy's already fighting the bad fight. Make it stick.
This city is going to shit. Sooner or later, some foreign anarchist is gonna steal your sandwich. That's a fact. Your blood sandwich is a tool of the oppressors, designed to keep the proletariat docile. These options seem awfully fascist or communist. What if I don't wanna say them?
Say one of these fascist or communist things, or fuck off.
Back to police mode. Smile and nod. I have some questions, Gaston.
All right. Let's hear them, officer.
Whew, I'm glad that game gave me an option to not do this. Oh, I didn't see you before. A good one? Point at the book.
Yes? Hello?
She nods, her attention fully focused on reading. Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Shouldn't a working class woman be working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Good, not.
It is.
Okay. Let's not talk with her.
Hello again, sir.
Didn't I already ask those? Who is that? Point to the woman browsing books.
Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice if a bit distressed.
She's your aunt.
No, sir. She's a working woman who comes to look at the books a lot.
Why is she distressed?
I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful.
What is this crime business?
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Okay, I get it. Crime murder gets the people going.
And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I am a policeman myself, by the way.
You don't look much like a policeman.
Well, if I had my badge, I would show it to you. Well, what does a cop look like then?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
She points to a book cover on which you can see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. I used to be exactly like that Mullen guy, then I decided to leave a little. You know, nobody actually looks like the guy in that picture. That's just a stupid fantasy of a man. It's not your body that is important in police work anyway, it's your point to your head. Wow, look at the guy. I will never be as good as Mullen.
Don't say that. He's not even real. You're real.
Overshadowed by a fake man, that's harsh. I don't really want to deal with this, it's too much.
We can talk about something else if you want. Something nicer.
What is romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that situation.
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
What about a poor man getting a rich lady? What about when both of the men are bad? What about when everyone is poor? What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
I see.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end. These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
What if it's written really well?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting. That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
Sometimes you have to write about real life things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Yeah, you think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup?
I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
She pauses, trying to figure out the appropriate answer. No, think about it. One where they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination. Only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom limb.
No, I don't know.
Doesn't ring a bell? Alright, I will ask your mom.
Yes, she knows books. Definitely.
What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain?
Maybe some about other books?
Who are these famous people?
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
Reading those doesn't make the readers more famous, does it?
But it does make the famous people more famous.
She smiles gleefully. Fame sounds delicious. Maybe someone will write a book about me one day. Hey! I think Disco Elysium originally was a book, and then it was adapted into a tabletop game, and then it was adapted to this game. I think that was the origin of this story. Fame is for vain people. I have better things to do.
Okay, sir.
Oh, and I lost my option to say you don't need to call me sir. Interesting.
She's still browsing books.
I am a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
Maybe your husband is missing.
My husband? No, he's not.
This little girl over there told me you have a bad husband.
Excuse me? A bad husband? What do you mean?
Not a nice and helpful sort.
Do policemen just go around repeating what some kid off the street said?
She doesn't mean to be antagonistic, but she can't help coming off defensive.
She isn't just some kid off the street. She seems very mature for her age.
Is she now?
She dries her hands in the apron underneath her coat. Her eyes narrow.
Annette's a sweet sprout, but she doesn't know anything about marriage. Why am I even talking about this?
So you don't have a bad husband?
No, I don't. I have a good husband. The kind and helpful sort. And he's not missing.
He's totally missing.
So, where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
So, what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Wouldn't you like to?
No.
She looks you straight into the eye. Her right foot is tapping nervously. I can totally help you find your missing husband. Suit yourself then. I don't really care if your husband is missing. Maybe you're right. Maybe he isn't missing indeed.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
It's okay.
What?
It's alright to not know where your husband is. Nothing shameful in that.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then.
Oh. Watch her browse books.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking.
That's all for the moment. I will let you read.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
Was my brain trying to convince me about something being suspicious when there's nothing? Or was it correct and she wasn't telling me the whole story? Curious.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Can I have more conceptualization? I can actually.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Yeah, why? It's a wall. An ordinary wall.
Why must we stop to look at this wall every time we pass by? We have business to attend to.
Oh boy, here we go. Huh?
Trying to sneak up.
Huh. We are not talking to her after all, right? Okay. Fine by me. I can't enter this greenhouse. There's a coat hanging in there. Should I check those apartments again?
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the boards, no reply.
Should I get inside of it?
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says, number 11. What are you doing? You're trying to cut the body of the lock with the chain cutters, and it's really not working.
Oh.
I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut, Detective.
The lieutenant points to the corroded loop with a gloved finger.
He's just trying to help. Don't take it bad. Relax.
These chain cutters are broken, Kim.
Perhaps you should give it another go.
What are you doing? You're trying to cut the body of the lock with the chain cutters, and
I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut.
He's just trying to help.
Perhaps you should give it another go.
Wow, okay. That doesn't work.
You hear someone walking around. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
This is the police. Open up.
Do I have to open the door?
You hear the cracking of heels again as the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive edge.
Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally
Give me a moment.
I have a few questions about those apartments.
Ask away, policeman.
Do you know who lived in the foreclosed apartment?
The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
Is one of the residents on a vacation? Their mailbox is overflowing.
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
They probably just moved or died. Hopefully somewhere else.
Who lives in apartment number 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
But I talked to someone through the door.
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there.
She pauses, eyeing the hallway.
Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
Sure, I'll go see what I can find.
Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans.
Who lives behind the padlocked door?
Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar.
Suddenly, the old lady's face is beaming.
I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study.
Astrology?
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
Nah, that guy is a communist. Are you sure you don't mean astronomy?
That's what I said. Astrology.
The lieutenant shakes his head, as though to say, let it go. Come on, people. Try to keep up any standards here. It's not about stars. It's... forget it.
What can you tell me about Cindy?
The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
She mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her handkerchief. You hear someone walking around inside.
This apartment is supposed to be empty. Did you break in here?
Excuse me? Of course not.
You have plenty of reason to enter.
I don't need a warrant if I suspect there's been a break-in. Then open the door so I can verify your identity. Are you cooking morphine in there?
Oh, come on.
There's a pause before you hear the door being unlocked.
Well, that was easy.
That was smart.
The lieutenant says, nodding towards the unlocked door. +1 to indirect modes of taxation. Affluent moneymaker man. This pair and Ingersoll shoes have no lacing, but a strap and a buckle. Due to their elegant and affluent design, they have been described as the most advanced dress shoe. So advanced, in fact, that walking through slush and mud does not leave a single trace on them. Let's try them. I really need to make more money.
The luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say that you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet?
Oh, you're right. Beautiful things do make people happy.
Beautiful things give you a rush. It's power. Crafting your style, draping your flesh in silk and leather, deciding how to present yourself to the world. Remember, when they come to take it away from you, you worked for those shoes. Whether you like it or not, wearing these shoes has made you more liberal, ultra liberal. They're either a gateway drug or a booster pack to get you deeper into free market ideology. Wow, you work hard.
I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
What hard work do I do exactly?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
Yeah, I ride. A little. I fucking ride till I die, bitch. I'm not sure I ride.
Oh, you do. You make money. You got gills, baby. Meaning those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop and a sprinter and a money printer.
Can't say I didn't make that C-Lang guy give some of his money either. You could say I took some money from that Manana guy too.
Can't say that. You shook him. You're a killer. A shark. You didn't log that in as a donation either. You don't log any of that shit in. You're a straight rider.
Oh, and then they're spawning stuff off to that suspicious Roy guy.
Yeah, you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style.
I guess I have made some deals, sure.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No, I'm actually not.
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
It's because of that guard guy riding my ass. The system is broken. There's a market for corrupt cops out there, but the immigrant cops have price dumped it. Fucking taxes, man. I don't know, why am I so poor?
Because of the taxes, G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gotham estate that is Revachol?
I thought there were no taxes.
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gotham estate's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money.
No fucking way. I guess I'm a free market fundamentalist now. Are you sure? That seems like a pretty big number. This isn't helping me solve my money problem, it's only making me into a free market type. Is this trying to change my alignment? Ah, it's trying to make me into a ultra liberal, I think. Because it said that when I picked those shoes, right? Am I gaining more ultra liberal because of me asking for money from people? I really didn't want to do that. I mentioned that previously, and I only have been making those dialogue options to see if I miss something funny.
What are you, a racist? Don't be a racist. Be a cool immigrant, ultra-liberal free market advocate. Ride or die. Keep it street. This guy's appropriating the emerging boogie street lingo as part of his sales pitch for the free market economy.
Well, if not being an ultra-liberal makes me a racist, then I guess I should be an ultra-liberal. You are trying to sound like a boogie street youth to peddle me this stuff, aren't you?
Yeah, ain't it cool, Ryder? Ain't it street?
It's not.
Jamais vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for who knows how long. You should go and ask Joyce Messier about this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental question.
+1 experience for every orb clicked, or intellect learning caps raised by 1. Nice, okay, very good. Yeah, very useful one. I will keep this one, definitely. I click orbs a lot. Looks like a fine mattress. Yeah, I just gained 1 experience from that.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
She jingles a set of keys in her hand. She looks so fucking creepy.
Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
She sounds like she's seething through her teeth. Oh my god. I don't need your idea, I just need to ask you some questions.
Very well, but please make it quick. I need to be back in La Delta in an hour.
Who lived in the foreclosed apartment down the hallway?
Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
The sum must have been puny.
My money has also disappeared, I think. It couldn't have been that much money. These apartments look pretty shabby.
These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million-real view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbors, life, spark, and they are affordable. I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards.
The radio computer wizards are invested with magical economic powers.
Oh, wait, what happened with the wall?
Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both.
She's still shaking her head. Manicured hands now cross over the chest. That's all, thank you.
Of course.
She replies with a smile, but her eyes remain glazed over. She's been waiting for you to leave. Does that mean that I was trying to break into this door for no reason?
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board.
Oh well.
Give me a moment.
I didn't find any counterculture people in apartment number 10. It was just a real estate agent setting up the room for new tenants.
I see. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them.
Yes, radio computer wizards are coming. They are gonna save the place and the economy. No one is coming. There will be nothing but a squalor unless we start killing real estate agents. Lax women and sexual deviants, that's who will come. I'm sure everything will be fine. This apartment building needs slow change. Imperceptibly slow.
Yes. Well, I hope they're good people.
Your statements are too vague to comment on.
The sea below looks cold and winter grey. Ah, that's a hole in the wall. An old grocery list on the table and checks. Alright. Didn't see that hole before. That was productive, surprisingly.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire?
What is this room? Someone's been sleeping here recently. Cindy. Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. Poor old Holmes laborer jeans. Okay, not very good stats. Probably should sell them. Although these jeans look worn, the wearer must have had an ass given to them by the mighty Lord himself. That beautiful peach-shaped man-ass has imprinted itself so deep in the fabric, you can't but wonder if wearing them would start molding your own vague rear side into a more shapely form as well. Interesting, that one is locked. The door is locked, you can't get in. The chair is new, someone lives back here. Above, tarps flap in the wind, forgotten hammers and nail rasps. I need to sleep soon, so I guess we are ending this episode after talking with Joyce.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
I've got some more questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What times are these?
These are unimportant times, Detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
Her eyes light up. There's a flash of teeth. What is the big time?
The revolution.
And what is this revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
Who got shot in the head?
Those would be the communists. Generally speaking, 40 million people got shot in the head during the World Revolution. But the communists, they all got shot in the head. Oh, and the anarchists too. They shot them well. So well, one forgets they even existed.
She likes the totality of it.
You could say they got totally shot in the head. Did the communists and the anarchists shoot back?
Indeed. They piled them in mass graves in Ozon. And, well, that's the last anyone heard of those people. Did they ever? Before they got shot themselves, they shot 2 million people.
Truly a kerfuffle. That's a tragedy. Sounds like they should have shot more people in the heads then.
Yeah, it was a kerfuffle, all right.
The lieutenant mumbles from behind his notes.
Yes, the Insulindian deluge, they call it.
Anyone else get shot in the head on the opposing side?
Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head, or thrown beneath a horse, or drowned. Accounts differ. It was unceremonious. Just as well, he wasn't actually the king. Just the king's nephew. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist in Grad.
Smart king. Cowardly king. I love that king. Fucking communists. I don't care about kings. Tell me one more thing.
About head shooting?
Who got the mineral rights?
The liberals got the mineral rights. And by mineral rights, I mean everything.
How did the liberals win it all?
They didn't win so much as survive. We were the last ones standing when the war ended. Everyone else got shot in the head, remember?
I just noticed that the white in her portrait, it represents her sail, her boat. Very cool.
She's one of them. Of course.
If everyone got shot, who was there to surrender to?
To foreign intervention. The coalition. Those people really took the mineral rights.
Wait, you just said the liberals already took everything.
The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition took the ground.
The ocean, the laws, and the people.
Who are the coalition?
The coalition of nations. Grad, Mesk, Vesper, Messina, Oranje, and Sur-la-Clay, the armed center of the world. They landed here and ended the revolution. It was the moralist thing to do.
There is bitterness in her voice, tempered with understanding. She is critical, but ultimately understands the cause.
Moralists.
The moralists believe in keeping everything exactly the way it is. They believe in mineral rights, and not shooting people in the head. At least not in the same manner and volume as the others do. They are the long-standing provisional rulers of Revachol now, the coalition government. This is their zone of control. They embolden the RCM with crumbs of the same law they took. Technically speaking, you are a moralist.
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Intern, or Moralist International, is a blue forget-me-not, a piece of grey sky. Unofficial. For a moment, there was hope.
I don't think I am a moralist, ma'am. Not just technically, practically. For a moment, there was hope. If always picking the options that doesn't commit to anything, then hell yeah, I am. And also not.
A devout man of the center. Hard to come by. It's good to have someone who takes a moderate approach to head shooting. In your line of work, I mean.
When was this kerfuffle?
The turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question. The revolution began in '02 on the Isla of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
Who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease, which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government.
What did this Zaraf do? Where did it spread from there?
It made people overthrow their governments.
No way.
Indeed. Zarat is a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue. The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
It was a funny time in history. They discovered transistors and rock music, but they didn't know anything about prions. Nobody did.
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in '08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came next?
Why? You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar. Maybe it's because she has a boat and you have that necktie? A pair of pants?
Our lives are very different from each other.
No doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
What is the zone of control?
A city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the Coalition of Nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
What happened in the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-eslary communication. Telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
Wait, you're saying it's been like this for 43 years?
Time flies.
What have we been doing all this time?
The 20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
And after that?
The 30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
All that untaxed income must have fueled the new. That can only mean one thing.
That's when they discovered disco.
Yes, and quantitative easing. It was a market mirage, unfortunately. The 40s dispelled it. An Isola-wide hangover, you might say. So, here we are.
She curtsies.
Welcome to reality, baby.
I still don't understand what they mean by disco. I think they do not mean music.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right side.
Okay, what other pots do I have available? Do I not have one? Actually, I do, yeah. Indo tribe or this one? I don't know. I think I should upgrade my drama further. Should I? Which side was Wild Pines Group on?
They picked the winning side. That's why they're here, and others are not.
They got lucky.
Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I might have bet on the king and led the Pines to doom.
You would have sided with the king.
I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the calibers of the things, you might have too. Perhaps it's better I was born when I was. 10 of the 14 Indo tribes got it wrong. Feld, Kupri, Tricentennial. So I suppose I would have been in good company.
What would you have done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
I ask you, who are you in all this? I would have sought a medical solution. Sounds like Saraf draws those people mad. I would have killed more. 400 million, if that's what it took. I would have positioned myself very precisely. I would have made it out. Is the mineral rights. I don't know what I would have done differently.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with the technology 50 years ago?
With some hygiene, modest social care, and perhaps a little research program. Liquidate the rabid prime-infested dogs who want to kill everyone with Krenzen artillery fire. With privatized healthcare and a work ethic that does not turn your brain into sponge tissue. Okay, maybe it's impossible. What happened had to happen, and always will.
Good hygiene. Really. A very moderate solution to an extreme problem. It's those sort of half measures that doomed the authorities in Grad. When they failed to step up, Marzov and his party stepped in. In this particular case, maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate.
Opinions expressed here do not reflect the official position of the RCM.
And what is your official position, Lieutenant?
My position, ma'am? My parents got ripped to shreds in the revolution. I would have gone the same way. I was saved by being 2 years old. That's my position. The abattoir.
Understandable.
Damn. Huh, that disease was something else, huh? And she suggested that, well, she implied that she would have suggested a more extreme plan. Maybe the one that included just killing all infected people. That's enough about the times.
They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer.
I want to know what you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
What are you?
I am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra.
Wait, what is an ultra? Dios mío, draw across. A liberal! Cool, I liberate pretty hard myself. I don't understand. What is so vile about that?
Haven't you heard? I am a nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp. One of those who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. I can see you thought I'd gone extinct. No sane person identifies as an ultra-liberal anymore. Not in broad daylight. You're a centrist at heart. A real moralist. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, do you find me frightening?
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
You're a monster. I forgive you. I forgive you, but only because you're charming. I don't care. Yeah, I don't think I am in a position to judge.
A fitting punishment. To be forgotten, if not forgiven. Save a prayer for us in our chateaus on Ozon and in Stella Maris. When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
But you have done something differently.
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinez a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition. Not here in Martinez, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake, then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isla down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You are a patriot.
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
Seditious talk, man.
The lieutenant puts down his notes and gives her a look. You are a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You're no dummy yourself.
No, or intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
And the crown on your head as you lay in the casket.
Yeah, sure. I think it's better to be smart and die because of it than live with blissful ignorance, just not knowing what is really happening. You have daughters.
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother and a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
Oh, damn. What is this? Spread your hands.
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Am I really that awkward?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
I meant, what is this place here?
Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot, or two.
What is the Rue de Saint-Ghislain 33A?
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old.
She looks up at the crumbling facade.
This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat, splat.
From a dilapidated balcony, a young girl in odd clothes gives Joyce the evil eye, a red paintbrush held to her throat.
Wonderful.
What is that? Point to Cindy's skull.
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yes. No, I meant something basic about reality.
Ah, yes. There's something very satisfying about discussing the girl in the old lady rag. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture?
Yes. You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags.
So she is an anarchist.
She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
I understand everything. Make it more complicated somehow.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat, all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead. All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
Let it go. Wait, is that... Yeah, I don't know what this thing is talking about. I think I may be part of an infraculture.
And what would that be?
Disco.
I can see that, yes. I dabbled in those dark arts myself, not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly supracultural phenomenon. All permeating. Downright mandatory. Nothing infra about disco, baby.
You are disco. We got this covered about another basic reality term.
Those days are long behind me. And even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, but still enjoyable facet of the whole thing for me.
The new.
The new. A cultural era. And the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It came out of post-revolutionary Revachol. It was ultra-liberal. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-coloured everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now.
Sounds fun. I can't remember a single thing. Champagne, that doesn't sound like anything I'd be into. I am straight edge. Got it. Let's take it back to Reality Central for the next one.
Of course. You're much more grounded. A serious detective on a case called Reality. Speaking of, is there anything else?
What is this acute encephalopathy?
It's a neurological disorder caused by a lack of vitamin B in the brain. Symptoms include a retrograde amnesia. It's quite serious. You should get yourself checked out.
She conveys it in short, cold bursts, trying not to invest too deeply in the condition of this doomed detective, in case he goes down later, souring the entire portfolio.
I know you've got a lot riding on me. I won't let you down. What causes encephalopathy?
Well, it's either bariatric surgery or long-term alcohol use.
It's definitely the drinking.
She nods slowly.
Yes, and perform autoerotic asphyxiation on yourself with your funny necktie, out in the open somewhere.
Wait. No way. No way Harry tried to hang himself with his necktie on that fan. On that ceiling fan. Nah, I don't believe in that. Oof.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Just in case, I need better conceptualization. Can I improve it somehow? I can't.
You're back. Good. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
Okay, what is reach for something fundamental?
What is all of this? The scent, the sound, the air.
What world is this?
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
What do you see?
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough. There is a term of endearment they coined for it. In the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included.
What is it?
Elysium.
Elysium. The world needs a term of endearment. This world does not deserve a term of endearment. Or endearment?
It does. There are those who would call it hell.
What is hell?
A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petro-fascists.
I don't feel like I have got the whole picture yet.
Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set yet, dear. They're having some trouble reaching orbit.
How come?
Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways.
Inside sideways. What shape is this world then?
We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by the day. You wouldn't know it from the tabloids, but the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
ORG, Occident Revichol-Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, they're piecing together a dark grey corona.
A dark grey corona.
Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
Is she saying that world is shaped like a disco ball? Oh my god, wait, what the hell are you telling me?
You seem to be spooked. Please don't be.
The pale, and what do you mean corona?
They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness. I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here. But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together, however naive it may sound.
Okay, and then everything will be okay. A fractured corona doesn't feel like it's gonna bring anyone together.
You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. You'd love it.
Well, if you say it's disco.
See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunities.
Suddenly, you're conscious of yourself standing there, on whatever this all is. Your arms hang down by your sides.
Is Inland Empire's image is the image of this disco world? Maybe.
The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
You said pale. What is pale?
The pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. Remember, we have a cadaver to attend to.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
Okay then.
The lieutenant glances at you from the corner of his eye.
Talk to Joyce about the pale without Kim?
Was he just worried that you would find out something awful?
What the hell?
This is not going to happen with the lieutenant present, unless you can convince him to step aside.
Huh. Very interesting. Ask for Kim to step away while you discuss the pale. Kim trusts you. Huh. Okay, let's try this one first. What is think of something close to you?
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
I think this one is about Kim or RCM.
Good idea. Just ask him. He won't make a scene.
Kim, can I talk to the ma'am alone for a second?
Fine.
He steps away with his notes.
See? What can he do? You're a grown man.
Now, what is the pale?
Are you sure you're sure? Your colleague seemed adamant.
Yes, what is the pale?
Okay. The pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. The separative tissue between the islas. It is the interocellular mass.
Wait, and what is an isola?
Isola is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7. Windy, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde.
And Insulinde is?
An oceanic isola. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear.
Okay, what is the pale like?
Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The pale is the enemy of matter and life. It is not like any other, or anything in the world. It is the transition state of being into nothingness.
The negation of being.
The negation of?
That's right. The negation of being.
She tightens her hood around her neck. It's cold outside. Is it here? Look around. What are its physical qualities? If we are surrounded by a pale, how do you get from Isura to Isura?
Oh, it is so difficult for us. It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other, shortening the path. But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost, or having our minds damaged. No, Detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north, and even more to the south, east, and west. You are in the middle of the Isla.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach.
6,000 kilometers from the end of the world.
Yes. That is enough. Many cities are built much closer.
And point north there?
An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. The area of transition between the world and the Pale is called Porch Collapse. Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the unrest. It's the most disco thing you will ever see. It's difficult to describe, or even measure. Something whose fundamental property is the suspension of properties. Physical, epistemological, linguistic. The further into Pale you travel, the steeper the degree of suspension. Right down to the mathematical. Numbers stop working. No one has yet passed the number barrier. It may be impossible.
There's a slippery article in there.
Is it the Pale or Pale?
Pale when it's particular, this territory of Pale. The Pale when it's Pale in its entirety. Once you've seen it, language balks at the difference.
The Pale can damage the mind.
Extensively.
How?
Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not rarefied matter. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past.
Who says and who argues?
Who says and who argues?
The logical positivists say, the dialectical materialists argue.
What does this over-radiation feel like?
It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year.
It's more for her. Way more.
You're not a civilian passenger.
No, nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the Entreprenetic Business Class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Perhaps that explains her strange pining after the revolution. Some degraded early memories.
Are you over-radiated?
Up to my gills, officer.
Huh. What is anthroponetic?
Entreprenetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
They had not traveled the entire circumference of the Pericarnassian super-E-Solar. It was not merely in the west, it was everywhere, even then, surrounding them.
Did they cross it, the Western Plain?
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years.
What has Phonetics change then.
Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an aerostatic craft can pierce it. Less exposure leads to less effects later.
Aerostatic craft.
Hybrid airships, Detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended, once you've crossed from near Pale to far Pale. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we throw them precisely.
If we do not,
then they don't.
Gone, like a skipping stone beneath the surface.
How much Pale is there compared to the world?
The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter, and the ratio is slipping.
Slipping how? To our detriment or...
What do you think, Detective?
I think it's growing. There is more and more of the Pale.
Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is expanding at an unknown rate. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists.
It's not extreme at all. It's going to happen. Cover everything. That can be. Where would we go? Stay silent.
Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge. I suggest you do the same.
Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth open.
Off we go into the wild, Pale yonder.
One and all. They say Pale is death, but for the universe.
Why should we just leave, and the world get left behind?
Let's return to reality, please. Conclude.
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, tell me, Detective, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything?
Is this common knowledge? Was I supposed to know this? What the fuck? What is this fucking world? I expected it to be an alternative reality that is similar to ours, but it still has its own lore and background, but some kind of matter that consumes everything, I guess, actually exists in this world. So this just a little thing makes this story, not story, this world to be much more different than ours. I am just shocked that suddenly this is a thing and that I was supposed to know this. Nothing, just alcohol, fumes and blackout. I sometimes sense vague shadows of past and it's not good. I'm getting a sense of who I am, but no, I didn't know this.
Beyond curious. Tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
It's terrifying. You were right, it's this cold. It will end all life. That we continue to persist at all is a testament to our faith in one another. Its advance can only be stopped with immediate, total, ruthless communism. A powerful anti-communist force, perhaps too powerful, but still, they have it coming. I am worried. I have to say it doesn't sound very liberal to me. I don't know how you have all survived with it. It's a huge accomplishment. Who am I to think anything of it? Yeah, it will end all life. Her eyes tense. Crow's feet radiate from them. She observes you, your bloodshot eyes and swollen face.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then...
I will handle it. It's under control. This investigation will be my masterpiece, the one they remember me by, I promise. Yeah, I am in serious trouble here. It will be a fucking disaster, I know it. All those people will die.
I hope so. I truly do. If I may suggest, hold on to your colleague, Kitsuragi. I ran a check on him and he is very competent. In the meanwhile...
You're checking our background information. And she can't do that because she doesn't know who I am.
Some of that assurance is meant for herself, as much as it's meant for you. She must have a lot on the line here.
You have me. I will assist you in any way I can, even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
Yay, another skill point. Okay, how much drama do I have right now? It says 9, but during checks I think it shows a different number. I don't really understand how it works. At higher levels it will make me paranoid, huh? Which I would love to see, actually. I am very curious.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work now?
Oh, he was worried that this knowledge that is supposed to be normal to everyone would shock Harry too much. That was fucking insane, Kim.
Yes, well, the rest of us have dealt with it for thousands of years, so...
He looks around a little uncomfortable now.
You will have to deal with it, too, the lieutenant thinks. This is why I didn't want you to know.
Right, let's get to work, Lieutenant.
Good luck, detectives.
Damn. Can we talk about the scheme?
Yes?
Nope. Okay, that was a good talk. A lot of information gained, and I think I need time to process it. I am feeling very confused, and maybe I need to watch a lore video that would explain more about these circumstances.
Just an order.
Oh well, anyway, it's getting late for me, so I'm gonna stop playing. This episode was a little bit uneventful, but I still liked it. A lot of new information gained and a couple of new leads, so yeah. I hopefully will continue playing tomorrow and maybe see something spicier. Maybe have finally some good progress with this corpse investigation. Yeah, so thanks for watching and goodbye.